Hey guys, it's Brendan and Andy from the Initial Project, and today we're here to talk about my Lexus GS300. It's got 20-inch rotiform wheels, it's lowered on coilover suspension.
It is mint looking. Should we take a wee look at it?
Yeah, go on.
Hold on a minute. Why are we talking about the Lexus when we've brought this out today?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Those that are familiar with the Instagram page AE86_Trueno hatch would probably already recognise this car and the build of where it came from to what it is now. But we thought we'd take a few minutes and have a wee chat about some of the more detailed stuff in person in case you're looking at doing something similar on your Trueno or whether you plan on wide bodying it as well.
So I guess the key thing is probably for you to tell us about the history of the car, because I've seen it in its state and geez, it was something.
Yeah. So it was purchased as an empty shell. One of those spur of the moment purchases where I didn't really need another one, but I thought, well, why not? Let's make it a 10-year build. So my mate that I bought it off, his father and I, we carried it into the garage, and it sat there for a while, and then I decided to purchase a notch, a Trueno notch, and it came with a fair few parts on it, and that was sort of the get-go to an idea of what I wanted it to be like, because it came with certain body panels that I thought, well, that would work for me. And then it kind of grew from there and snowballed. And yeah, and it pretty much turned into this.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick build.
Yeah, if you want to see the progress, jump over to AE86 hatch and go scroll through. It's all on there. It's definitely worth a look.
Sweet, so do you want to go into some finer details of the car? I know it's got some sweet wheels and some other good bits, so why don't you talk about it?
So we got some Wanavis, and straight from Japan. I bought them off a guy that imported them for his car, and he wanted to go for a bigger offset. So I got lucky and got some Wanavis, and 15 by 8s in the front and 15 by 8.5s in the rear. I think it's about a -6 offset and about a 0. And we're running 225 45 Hancock RS4s.
Hancock.
Yeah, well, you might want to cut that out. Trueno model, so pop-up headlights. And I went for some OEM retractable fog lights, which, as those of you who know what they are, they're not too easy to come by, but I managed to source some just for this build, so super lucky. Not bad.
Yeah, she's not bad. Oh,
Not bad.
I do love those.
Yeah. They just were like that candle on top of the cake. Like I needed them for this. Yeah,
it just finishes the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to pop the bonnet while you're there?
Yeah, so we'll have a look at the engine and what runs this. Yeah, Brendan, pop the bonnet.
Oh. Yeah, right. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
He never misses the hole, guys.
Oh.
So here we have a 4AGZE freshly built with its forged internals again. No longer supercharged. Threw that away. Gone for a turbo. Everything else around it, just supporting as it should, just normal stock stuff.
Any particular reason you went for a turbo build, or is it just sort of how it all came together?
To be honest, I just wanted that
Insert noise of Andy driving.
I just wanted a turbo Trueno, to be honest. Like, I follow a fair few people on Instagram, and I just thought if I'm gonna build something this sort of out there in its own right, it'd only be right for it to be a turbo.
I mean, this is ultimately your dream car, so you're going to build it the way you want it, right?
Yeah. This is the one that I put everything into for the first one, and I just really wanted to go all out. Hence why I rebuilt the engine. Why I got it rebuilt. And yeah, just went for a brand new Pulsar G25 turbo.
So that's a pretty decent sized turbo. How much power is that going to put out to the motor?
So currently it is tuned on the dyno and is putting out 300 horsepower at the wheels. So pretty modest. It's got room for more.
It's pretty cold, so I'm just getting some warmth here.
We just had a bit of a fueling issue when it was on the dyno, and I just haven't got around to correcting that yet.
So what was the issue with that? Was that just a fuel pump or injectors or?
So currently it's the fuel pump. It wasn't able to keep up, so we've cranked up the regulator, the fuel pressure regulator, to try and control that at the higher RPM, but it's just kind of got to the point where it says that's it. So initially I'll have to do the fuel pump, and then probably change my wastegate setup. It's not the optimum for this setup, but it works, and it got it to 300 horsepower. So there's a few things I'd quite like to do.
So I guess that will you'll see some more stuff of this car on the channel later on, hopefully. Mm-hmm. We'll do some fueling upgrades to see if we can punch out some more power from this, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Everything in good time. So we have S14 Nissan rear brakes, so upgraded from your factory brake setup, and it's got a Hilux diff, factory 4-stud, and has an LSD. Got Willwood front brakes and the TRD boot wing. We've gone for a sort of off-white paint colour and the black bumpers in the attempt to make it more of a modern Panda rather than the classic two-tone, which is just didn't really suit this build.
I do like the just white of the car and then just having that simple black trim around it.
Yeah,
it's something different, but also it gives that balance of like Panda, but also your own touch.
That's it. It's just clean, tidy, and I wasn't really sure how the Panda would work when it's being pumped.
Yeah, because that's the thing, you don't really see any mini 86s with the wide body guards.
No, and as it was sticking the decals on the side, the mouldings, they had to kind of go with the body rather than a straight line.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't just straight line it, it wouldn't work. So as the body contours out, you have to go with it. So I just thought Panda may not be the best way forward on this.
No, you've definitely picked well on that one.
Yeah, I think it looks great. And
100%.
it seems to get a lot of looks as it's going past people, and today I was lucky enough to see Renan drive it past, and it definitely put a smile on my face.
I can tell you, it put a smile on my face being one of the first people to drive this car, so it is something amazing, let me tell you. Words cannot describe how it felt to drive this, and knowing the amount of effort and hard work that went into it, it's unreal.
It's awesome. It's good to hear that, from the hours on my back in the garage. And
hey, I spent hours under the bonnet.
Yeah, some days you think, am I doing this for the right reasons? It's cold, do I just give up? But I'm glad I pushed on through, because I think everyone that builds a car gets to that point where they're like, oh, I just can't be bothered, and they just leave it, and then before you know it, a year goes by. So once I started this, it was I'm going to keep going, and I set myself a goal. I wanted it on the road for this coming summer, and sure enough it is. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to subscribe, like, and feel free to comment if you want to know anything more about it in detail, because obviously there's a lot more to it, but it was just kind of tricky getting into some of the real nitty-gritty stuff.
And if you want to see more of the build, make sure to tune into his Instagram, AE86 Trueno Hatch, because it's his car, he knows more about it than I could probably describe. So
yeah, and if you see me out and about or Renan out and about in it, say hi. Always got plenty of little stickers to give away to people, so yeah, say hi.